Thank you, Mr. President. I want to thank Senator Amador for his questions and for the debate on this bill. I also just want to clarify a couple of things. My bill clearly deals, and it's very clear on its face, deals with a piece of material that has been shaped for the purposes of a frame or a receiver that can easily be finished with few holes. It is not about different parts and law-abiding citizen being held responsible for having different parts. These kits arrive in people's home clearly with one intention: for them to be assembled and made into a firearm without any serial number on them and without them having to register them and bypassing the background check. That's as simple as it gets. Furthermore, Everytown had done a study, gun safety study of 114 federal prosecutions showing ghost guns or unfinished receiver guns, found that nearly half of the defendants would not have passed the criminal background check. People who purchase these do them on purpose because they cannot obtain guns legally. Mr. President, it is really a great day today. It is a great day because today we come together to work and do the work of the people who sent us here to represent them. And the people who sent me here are no different. They did so because they expected me to pass common sense laws that would work and keep our communities safer. And that's what we are doing. I rise proudly to sponsor this bill, along with my partner, Senator Hoylman, because Scott J. Beigel Unfinished Receiver Act has a very simple purpose: to close a dangerous loophole that lets untraceable weapons fall into the hands of people who would otherwise be unable to obtain them legally. Here in New York, we have passed some of the strongest gun safety laws in the nation. And we did it with the support of our residents. Residents who are sick and tired of the epidemic of gun violence that they're seeing across this nation. But sometimes even those strong laws have their weakness. And today, we're going to fix that. Under federal law, it is perfectly legal to sell a mostly completed receiver that just about anyone can turn into a gun like an AR-15 in a few simple steps. The process can take as little as an hour, and there are YouTube videos that walk you through every step. By the time the video is over, you've got yourself an untraceable AR-15 with no records, no serial number, and you never had to go through a background check to get it. If you think that this sounds like an egregious end run around our well-intentioned gun safety laws, you're not alone. When asked his feelings on the topic of 80% unfinished receiver back in September, Tom King, the president of New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, said the following, and I quote, "The 80% guns are providing a way for prohibited people to buy a firearm," end of quote, referring to people who don't have a gun permit or otherwise prohibited from possessing a gun. He went on to explain that self-assembled guns provide a way for competition shooters to make a custom-fitted firearm, but that such weapons should have serial numbers and be registered. Because in his words, I quote again, "It appears what was meant to be something for competitive shooters and serious shooters to build their own unique firearm may be turning into a criminal enterprise." So to recap, we have a problem that is universally recognized by the head of New York State Rifle and Pistol Association, who again I mentioned earlier, is also an NRA board member, every major law enforcement organization around the state, every major gun safety organization around the state and the country, our own state attorney general, and countless residents across my district and entire state. And today, we have the opportunity with this simple bill to fix this problem and make our communities safer. I believe that's the definition of a common sense law. I'm especially proud to carry this bill because this bill also pays tribute to a true hero. Scott J. Beigel senselessly lost his life to gun violence at Marjorie Stone Douglas High School in Parkland, Florida on February 14, 2018. Scott was a hero and an MSD teacher who gave his life to heroically protect his students. I dedicated this legislation to Scott's honor and his memory, because I know this bill will save lives, just like Scott did. And I dedicated this legislation to Scott as a reminder to all of us just what's at stake here. We know that when we don't take action to strengthen our gun safety laws, our communities are less safe. Our schools are less safe. Our families are less safe. And unfortunately, there are too many parents in this country who lay their head down on a tear-stained pillow each night, wishing someone had done something. Someone had taken some action. Well, I'm here to say there are many here who stand to take those actions, to ensure our communities are safer by passing common sense laws like the Scott J. Beigel Unfinished Receiver Act and Jose Webster Untraceable Firearms Act. First and foremost, I would like to thank our leader, Andrea Stewart Cousins, for always ensuring that the safety of our communities is paramount and that we're passing good laws that are responsive to the needs of our residents. And I want to thank Senator Brad Hoylman for his tireless work on gun violence prevention legislation going back for years, and for his partnership on this legislative package today. And most importantly, thank you to Linda Beigel Shulman and Michael Shulman, Scott's parents, who propelled this issue forward with raw honesty and humanity, and unending love for their son, Scott. This is a victory for every resident in the state of New York, and I could not have done this without their effort. Thank you, Linda and Michael. Mr. President, I proudly vote aye.